Welcome to Artist Sessions, presented by the Blacksburg Museum and Cultural Foundation. Art matters because it is the one true great connector in a world that seems to be very unconnected. Josh Groban. In this time of social distancing, we seek connection more than ever, and many of us are turning to art, picking up paintbrushes that have laid unused for years, listening to free concerts offered on TV and social media, reading books we've been holding on to for the right time, or dancing in the kitchen. Artist Sessions are a virtual Get to Know the Artist series designed to introduce you to the artists that live and work in the Blacksburg area and bring art to our everyday lives. The Blacksburg Museum and Cultural Foundation's mission is to preserve, interpret, and present the arts, history, and cultural heritage of Blacksburg. Through Artist Sessions, we want to support and present the fabric of our culture and our arts in new ways that will serve our artists, as well as educate on the important contributions they make to our community's health. So as you meet these artists, I hope it will encourage you to buy local and listen local and watch and read local, because we have an amazing array of artists who live and work right here in our community. I hope you enjoy today's session. We're visiting with Victoria Dunlap from New River Irish Dance. Welcome, Victoria. We're so glad to have you here with us today.
Glad to be here today. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about your journey to start Irish dance, because that's not a common thing that we hear about, and kind of how you brought New River Irish Dance to Blacksburg.
You're right. Irish dancing is something that a lot of people don't know very much about. For me, I got started Irish dancing thanks to my dad. He took us, my family, to go see Riverdance when I was really young, and he always jokes that he had to carry me out on his shoulder because I fell asleep halfway through. But after that, I was involved in ballet and tap and all of that, but he took us to go see Riverdance, and he just was so amazed, and he's like, wow, this is the real stuff. We're going to get you into this. And so he signed me up with an instructor who had just started her school, and I danced with her my entire dance career for the most part. And I got started competitively, and so I, from the age 7 on, was competitively dancing and dancing all over the United States. I've danced in Europe, Canada, so I've traveled quite a bit with it.
Okay.
And so I am originally from Northern Virginia, but in 2014, I moved to Blacksburg to attend Virginia Tech. And when I moved to Blacksburg, I realized that there was nowhere within a 3-hour radius that even offered Irish dancing, and much less at the level that I was kind of looking at continuing dancing. And so I kind of thought, well, I wanted to keep up with it in some sort of way. And if I couldn't dance, I thought, well, I'll start teaching. And so I started advertising just privately, and I started off with a couple of dancers, and I taught at a studio locally for a little while. And once my program kind of grew, I found a space, and we were able to build out that space and continue to grow our program. And that for me was extremely unexpected. That was in August of 2017. We got into our location in downtown Blacksburg, and I didn't graduate from Virginia Tech until 2018. So I had a lot on my plate at that time, but it was very, very well worth it to be able to do that, and to be able to continue to kind of help spread that culture of Irish dancing, because it's something that a lot of people don't know much about. And I think that it's something that has done really well in the Blacksburg area, and people really do love it and enjoy that sort of thing in Blacksburg.
Great. Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about, what constitutes Irish dance? When you say Irish dance, what makes that different than some of the other types of dance that we would know as far as tap, or, the different things that we've heard? Or is river dance actually Irish dance? Kind of go through what all that sounds like.
Sure. So river dance is to Irish dance is just like the Nutcracker is to ballet. River dance is a show, but it is Irish dancing. And so Irish dance started off as sort of a cultural dance and has evolved over time, but it's not something that you have to be Irish to do. People always say, oh, I'm not Irish, so I can't Irish dance. And I say, it just kind of started off as that sort of thing, but anyone can be an Irish dancer. So we have at our studio basically all ages from ages 3 up until, or our oldest is 69. So I tell everybody our adult program is actually something that's pretty big, and our adults really do enjoy dancing. And people always come to me and say, oh, I'm too old, to start dancing or to start something new. And I say, you're never too old to start something new. There's always, Irish dancing is something that anyone can do, and it can always be adjusted, and kind of choreography can be kind of unique to just your skills and abilities.
Sure. And so do you find that people are catching on fairly quickly when they come in and try it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, there's always adjustments that can be made, and there's always variations, and it all depends on the dancer and their skill level. And I think something that's been really great for us has been just getting out and performing within the community. For example, like at the Summer Solstice Festival and Stepping Out,
Yes.
because a lot of people don't really know what exactly Irish dancing is and what it entails. So I think getting out there and showing people, it really changes their kind of perception of what they had in mind as to what they thought Irish dancing was.
Sure.
So for a lot of people, it's very different than what they thought of it to be. But it's very fast paced, and there are a lot of elements of ballet that overlap in Irish dancing, but there are some things that are also very different, but overall it is a lot faster paced. And so in Irish dancing, we have the soft shoe, which is similar to a ballet shoe. And then we also have the hard shoe, which is similar to a tap shoe. The materials are a little bit different in terms of, for example, on tap shoes, you have metal taps, but in hard shoes in Irish dancing, the taps are made of fiberglass. So the sounds are a little bit different, and the shoes are made a little bit differently.
Okay. All right. So you talked a little bit about that you kind of traveled over the world almost doing this. So is that in just performance, or is there competition as well?
There is competition. I myself just retired from, I took a little bit of time off when I came to Virginia Tech, and I graduated from Virginia Tech in 2018. And after that, I went back to competing for a year. And so I did that up until July of this year, where I competed. My last competition was in Vancouver, and that was the North American Irish Dance Championships. So currently the studio is just a recreational studio, and I'm in the process of taking the preliminary exams to get my official teaching exam. And that exam is basically so that I can send my dancers to competition. So I'm still in that process, and that takes a little bit of time.
Sure.
Just because there are certain rules behind that. But right now, currently, our dancers just perform locally, and we hope that one day we'll be able to extend that same opportunity to compete to them as well.
Great. So in talking about the studio, this is your business, this is your livelihood. And
Mm-hmm.
so right now we're kind of all in this whole sheltering at home, this being closed, the distancing, social distancing that we're experiencing. Can you talk just a little bit about how that is affecting your school and how you're doing business right now?
Well, the first of anything I had heard of was that Virginia Tech had moved their classes to an online platform for the remainder of the semester. And currently all of our instructors are Virginia Tech students. So with that, all of our instructors were planning to return home. And so at first it was kind of, how are we going to cover our classes when our instructors are planning on going home? And then that extended to Montgomery County Public Schools, and Montgomery County had moved their schools to online for, at first, just a few weeks. It was really difficult to know how the entire situation was going to play out. So I didn't know if we were going to stay closed for a couple of weeks, if we were going to have to close through the end of the school year. My mind was kind of considering all different scenarios. Right now, presently, I'm in California because I'm in graduate school. So I have instructors who are teaching in Blacksburg, and I'm just managing everything remotely currently. But the situation was developing a lot quicker in California. So once I kind of started to see how things were playing out here, especially in the Bay Area, I knew that it was only a matter of time that we were going to see the same sort of thing in Virginia. So that was a little bit helpful in terms of planning. it's difficult because if you aren't holding classes, you don't have anything coming in to be able to cover expenses, rent, and we're right in downtown Blacksburg. So between rent, utilities, all of that, it was definitely frightening. But at the same time, I know that there are resources available to be able to help with that sort of thing. And I know that everybody's going through the same thing right now. All businesses, are either having to close completely or to dramatically reduce their services or what it is that they're doing. So I'm trying to not dwell on it too much, and I'm just really excited to be able to, what we have done recently, it's been a little bit of a learning curve, but we're moving our classes to an online platform for those that are interested. And so we'll be giving lessons through Zoom and utilizing a number of different online programs to be able to continue our curriculum online, which has been really great. So even in a time that's really difficult and there's a lot of uncertainty, we're still able to connect with our dancers and to be able to kind of share that love and just kind of keep them going and keep them positive.
Great. So it sounds like the best way for the community to support you is through the online classes. And how would they find those if someone was interested in taking an online class or seeing how you all do this and that type of thing? Just tell us how we can support you as an artist in our community.
So right now we're in the process of developing an online program for beginner level dancers. And these programs are essentially a series of videos, for example, for the adults, are a series of videos that they can follow along to and work on at home. And this is accompanied with a group meeting via Zoom to kind of discuss any questions or go over any just uncertainties within choreography, technique, anything of that sort. Just an open platform where anybody can ask questions with myself and kind of work through anything related to anything that was gone over that week.
Right.
With enough interest too, we would love to do that for just beginner level dancers of school age, from ages 5 through high school. So we'll have information about that on our website. That's all going to be kind of based off of interest. And so that's something that we hope to do if we have enough interest.
Okay, great. We're going to put that website address at the end of this video, but you go ahead and give it to folks so they can hear it from you as well, because we want them to see what you're doing. I've watched some of those videos and they're so much fun and you can't help but want to just get up and dance with everyone. So that address real quick, and then we'll also put it at the end of the video.
Thank you. So our website is newriverishdance.com, and we also have a Facebook page, and it is just New River Irish Dance. You can connect with us there. We share both on our website and on our Facebook page.
Okay, perfect. Victoria, thank you so much for being with us here today. We wish you the best of luck through all this, and we look forward to seeing you on the other side of it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me and for your support.